Hey y'all, what's going on? It's the Coastal Critiques panel. We are back again with another recap and review for season 2, episode 10 of The Real Housewives of Dubai. This episode is entitled Dressed to the Wines. Let's get into it.
So let's go.
Hi.
Hey.
2 days
Sorry.
ago.
Yes, that's the best. That's the best. I love that.
I know.
Hi, y'all. I am trying to make my notes bigger because I didn't do that on my, and I just got like clearly the beginning and just yeah. But anyway, hey y'all. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, my sis? What's going on, Barb?
I'm good. My notes aren't as detailed and structured as they usually are, but the episode is fresh in my mind, so she's good there. And yeah, I mean this episode was cute enough. I think a lot of things were said that made me think, okay, I was 100% right once again with my assessments on certain people earlier in the season. But anyway, but yeah, it's hump day. Feeling good?
Yes. 2 days in a row, like you said. You guys make sure y'all take care of the business, which means if you don't know what take care of the business is, TCB. I need you to hit the like button on my channel. I need you to hit the like button on my sis good Barb Meets World channel. I need you to subscribe to Barb Meets World. I need you to subscribe to my channel. I need you guys to share us with your peoples. If you know somebody that is into Dubai, but you're not into it, and you only come watch it, hear what we got to say about it, tell your peoples, because sometimes, you just don't know who watches stuff and be like, dang, I wish I could talk to somebody about it, because clearly the friend is not, one of your friends ain't watching. So, just send them on over here, because we are one of the few that are or have been reviewing and recapping, on the Dubai, on the girls from Dubai. So I'm excited about that. Let's be clear, because it started off, they didn't start off slow. We just know it's just been building up, and it's been building up, and it's been building up. It's almost like a pressure cooker. So yeah, we just been here to give it to y'all, straight, no chaser. That's it. Hello, Kens. Hey, my love. Thanks for the cuties. Thanks for the hearts for the Barb. Hey, Sister Stacy. That's my youngest. What's going on, gal? Thank you for joining us. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the love. What's up, Ray? What's going on? I can't wait to see you next week in real life, in real time, because my sis come get that good hair done. So yes, we on our own schedule. And thank y'all for joining us again. And make sure you hit the like button and subscribe button to both of our channels. And Playback Game, you guys are very much appreciated. We appreciate you guys, and make sure you guys take care of your business, because don't just get wrapped up in what we talking about and forget to hit that like button. So do so when you hear me say so. Pure.
Yes, all the things, y'all. But yeah, this episode wasn't bad. Didn't really give us too much. I know we talked about this yesterday on our previous video, but I was like, kind of like, oh gosh, we're about to be in Bali the entire episode. I feel like
you say that
we're only gonna get probably like two more episodes probably of the regular season, because we've already been in Bali 3 episodes, and I just don't see this going past like 14-ish episodes tops. So I was kind of like, oh, we're still in Bali.
You know what? They were in Bali 5 days and 4 nights, because the 4th night was the last night, and they were going to be going home on that 5th day. So I guess if it was a 3-day vacay, then we probably would have been a little bit more packed. And because they were gone for 5 full days and 4 nights, I think that's why the episodes bled into each other. So yeah, me and Barb, we be looking at all of that. Like, don't be wasting our time. Time is money, honey. Don't waste the time.
But other than that, it wasn't bad. I mean, I'd still give it like a 6.5, 7. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I give it a 7. I give it a 7 as well.
I respect that, y'all. But okay, jumping into things, y'all. Now the housekeeping's out the way. At this point in the episode, it is Bali night 3, and we know we're picking up right where we left off with the whole dress debacle of it all. We know that Brooks, Talene, and Stanbury in particular were very unhappy by the dress selections that were picked for them. Much so that they are still in the room going back and forth about how much they despise these dresses, to the point that the other ladies, they're dressed, they're ready to go. They're like, you know, we're already running late, like we gotta go, like we'll see y'all there. And that's not the first time we've seen housewives have to split the group up, and we gonna go ahead and y'all still ain't ready. So I didn't really think anything of that. And I guess they didn't think anything of it either. They just thought, I guess they were running behind. Only for us to get to the restaurant, realize, okay, there's still nowhere in sight. Like, what's going on? Up until the point that she's PO'd completely because she coordinated all this. She got the dresses, she got the dinner. Like, why are y'all running this late? This is not a good look. Like, this is not how we do things. So then Sara decides she's gonna call them and ask, like, you know, what's going on? Why aren't you here? Like, what's up? And she's like, yeah, not coming. There's no buttons on my corset. That's what Brooke said. There's no buttons on her corset. Yada yada yada. And Sarah's like, okay, so you're not coming at all? Like, they close in 20 minutes. Like, what's up? And Brooks is like, yeah, no. Very upset by that. Or Lesa was very upset by that, I should say. Because not only did she coordinate, you know, the reservations with the dinner and all that stuff, she was also disappointed because she told the designer that they were going to be, you know, wearing her garments, of course, which probably is how she sealed the deal. Like, oh, we're going to have my dresses be on the show. Like, everyone's going to, you know, see my dresses, the exposure and all this. She probably promised her that they were all going to wear the dresses. That's content, that's money, that's sales, that's all that. So for you guys not to show up then from a business standpoint, like, that makes me look horrible as the coordinator of this transaction. Like, I understood that, and I would be beyond upset about that, because not only did you didn't just not wear them, you didn't wear them on the show. So now this is going to make it awkward between me and that designer. How do you feel like?
Yeah, I definitely feel like Brooks instigated Dressgate. It was definitely in the way she was talking to Stanbury and to Lean, because I feel like if one would have been like, it's really not that bad. I mean, we all about to look a little cray cray, if you will. I don't think they would have looked any different. Sara clearly wasn't fond of her dress, and she still wore it. And not only did she not wear it, she compensated for the buttons that were not there, and told her, you know, my buttons wasn't there either. I put a belt on it. That's what she told her.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay.
Yes. Sara said, mine didn't have buttons either. She said, we just improvised. We just put a belt around it. And so and like Sara said, I don't really particularly like the dress. It wasn't what she said, it was how she said it. You see the difference, you know, be mature about some things. And so, like I said, Brooks was instigating it. It was all in the way she was talking to the girls. I told them, I don't wear mustard. Now, let's be clear. Brooks did tell her in the car, because they do go back in the car and show. She's like, she says, oh, I saw the text. I saw the text of her going back and forth with the designer. And she's like, and so they show Brooks leaning up in between the two. It wasn't a go back and forth. It was, this is the dresses. And she clearly showed Brooks her dress and Chanel's dress. And clearly those were the baddest dresses to me. They were, the colors was vibrant because of the black and the red. But then on top of that, I think she saw those dresses, and clearly they wasn't even on their bodies yet. But clearly she saw these two dresses and was like,
in it and been like,
what she did. What she said was,
wearing that.
She did. They showed her. Brooks said that. They showed her in between the console with them two sitting there. She was like, "Oh, those are nice." She was like, "Oh, these are cut to our bodies. These are And then she said, and so Brooksby said, "Oh, I'm not wearing. I don't wear mustard." She said, "I'm not going to be wearing that." She said that. So in my notes, I even put that in my notes. I said, so as bad as like Lesa was mad, she really needs to back up and think about what was said. Brooks did tell her, I'm not wearing that. I'm not wearing that. I'm not wearing that color, and I'm definitely not wearing that. She said it to her. And so I in my notes, I just basically said, Lesa, that wasn't something new to your eardrums. You heard that. She told you in the car. Of course, everybody else wasn't there, and it wasn't something that producers was going to show or put on there, but they brought it back because she had brought up that, oh, I saw her going back and forth with a stylist, which you might have or may not have, and I saw what she was saying. So it was, like I said, it was what she said. She's an instigator, and she also knows that Stanbury likes her like that. So she's like, let me go back to my old ways. Let me, never mind all that trying to change up and the spirituality and all this other stuff. Just like Stanbury told her, like, I like you like this. I understand you like this. When you were speaking in tongue, I didn't understand nothing you were saying. So she likes the vicious tongue. She likes to talk behind your back and not tell everybody. That was their thing. Remember, that was their thing in the morning. They sat on the phone, talked about the other girls, and that was their thing. So now that they're back together and doing that, I didn't like to see Brooks get so much happiness and joy out of talking about Lesa doing a good gesture for them for dinner. That's the same as Stanbury acting away with Sara when her time came with the spirituality, get some things cleansing and get some things off your chest. It's like, oh, I don't, her nose was stuck up the whole time. She was told and made Talene made her get up to go do it. It's the same thing as a push back, but I'm gonna go. Same thing. Brooks is doing the same thing with the girl. So I don't like Brooks. Like, I don't like her get down. And when she's around Stanbury, it does not make her look even better. It makes me look at them too, like, oh, y'all like the mean girl clique. Y'all the mean girl clique, and y'all like that. And Talene, you're gonna get sucked into that. And if that's your get down, probably is because Brooks is your homegirl. I'm gonna side eye you in a little bit too. So that's what I have to say about that. They could have wore the damn dress. The dress would have looked good. It's not what you put on. It's how you feeling it. Yesterday I wore what I had on. I don't know if y'all want to go back. And not that I was dressed to a T or dressed down, but the dress I had on yesterday was very scarf-like. It looked like a scarf. It's built like a scarf. It just had straps on it. I got it from the 99-cent store. It was $4.99. And the pattern on it is so pretty and it's satiny. So I literally have to take a fabric softener and rub it down my dress because it's that kind of material that when you walk, that satin wants to cling to you, but it flows and looks so pretty on it. It feels so good. It was $4.99. I say that to say a lot of my clothes I buy are like that cheap, or I even get stuff out the Goodwill. Like, especially if I got costumes I want to get for like Halloween, I'll go in there and I'll find a white crispy shirt or a black crispy shirt button down, like, and get it. Like, okay, I paid like $8 for it or $6 for it or whatever the case may be. I'm saying that to say it's not what you're wearing. It's you bring to life the garment. That's all you doing. And I didn't appreciate the way they just did it and handled it, and then didn't even come to dinner. Like, you don't know what she did to get this dinner going and what was the preparation for it. So for y'all not to even show up, and they definitely give the bottoms their bottoms for them to kiss. Bad taste in my mouth. Hey, Kev, what up? What up? What up?
Hey, Kevin. Hi, ladies in chat. Now catching up. Little known fact: Sarah and Saba are no longer friends. Saba sent Sarah some passive aggressive email, and Sarah clapped back with, "Are we in high school at least?" The message could have been romantic. The shade of it all. I'm actually glad you brought that up because we're actually going to get into that. Trust me, we are going to get into that by the end of this episode.
And I use those exact, Kev, I just used those exact words before me and Barb came on, and I was talking about the way Saba talks and some things, and I said, I don't know what it is, and I hit it right on the nose. She's passive aggressive, and her voice stays at this certain tone that I be want her to raise her voice when you get a little upset, or I need to know that you talking to me. I need to know. I don't want you to be in the same melon because I'm just
character. I don't really feel like it really don't. I don't have too much smoke to her to that point though, because it's just like at the end of the day, you're probably not coming back next season. Well, clearly, if they're not friends, like no, she's obviously not coming back because she didn't even make a big enough splash this season. So it's like at the same time, it's like I could say a lot, but it's not even worth it.
And the thing she said, not even just the passive aggressive, but the thing she said in this, the palm reading, and when we get to that segment,
she said one thing. She spoke a lot more in this episode than she does in
right.
So much they gave her a confessional. Was that her first confessional? Anyway,
I think so.
And I will say some of the things she does say, I don't think that the girl's dumb or anything like that. Mm-hmm. I think the times that she has chimed in, she said some decent things. And I seen that in this episode, but that still doesn't take back what the overarching message of it all, which is she doesn't really give anything. Anyway, back in this scene though, I'm glad that you brought Brooks up because she definitely was kind of, I feel like, the ringleader of all of this. And Stanbury is super excited. Talene is super excited. They're both excited because they're getting the version of Brooks back that they both individually love. And I feel like Caroline, Brooks actually said something along these lines, and it made me think about a point that we made before, which is like, yeah, you guys are two sides of the same coin. Mm-hmm. When Stanbury or when Brooks was like, yeah, you like this old Caroline or whatever, unless like I'm coming for you or something along those lines. And Stanbury was like, yeah, actually. And I was like, see, like, yeah, you guys are very similar. And that's why, I don't know. It just seems that's why it starts to get, I feel like, this dark like storm cloud over the top of them when they're getting along versus I don't mind when Stanbury and Ayan are being friends or whatever. I feel like it wasn't founded on as much like negative stuff as much as I feel like it is when Brooks and Stanbury join forces. And we've seen that in this episode because it's like, I don't know, they thrive off of all of the like negative things. I feel like when they join forces, and I just don't like that.
I don't either.
I don't think they should be friends. They shouldn't be friends.
No.
But it's taken away from the whole Brooks of it all right now. Going back over with Lesa and company, she was, telling the ladies how as they were leaving, Talene again came back out and was talking about how she didn't like her dress and saying all these different things. And going back to what you're saying before about how Brooks told Lesa, like, I'm not wearing that or whatever. I feel like a lot of times we see on these shows that things could be addressed and nipped in the bud a lot faster. But for some reason, I don't know if people don't believe each other when they tell them things or what, but I feel like it shouldn't have been no surprise at this point that they weren't. I mean, I feel like that was next level, but at the end of the day, would you not think that someone would take it to the next level on The Real Housewives? Like, it wasn't a shock when I thought about what I was watching once they didn't show up. It was like, of course, Brooks, like, she wants to make a moment. So of course she didn't show up. Right. But yes, going back to this scene, Ayan actually brings up how, with Stanbury, she's starting to show up how she did last year, where she purposely isolates herself from the group and then flips it to make it seem as though they're not interested in having her be a part of the group. Ayan clocked that, and I was like, okay, that's an interesting observation. And meanwhile, as I just said, Talene, Stanbury, and Brooks, they're all buddy. They're having a good old time. They're doing impersonations back there. Of course, the liquor is flowing. They ordered some food. Just the whole thing. They were having a time. And Talene was like, "Yeah, this is what girl trips are all about." Like, I'm so glad, I got my old Brooks back because, they're turn up buddies at the end of the day. And back with the other group, Ayan was still going on about, how she feels about Stanbury and the card that she played in all of this. And yeah, that was pretty much it before they got back to the house. Do you have anything else to add to that?
I don't like the clique that we have right now. I don't like the divide. I don't like the
built off of negativity.
Yeah, the Brooks, Stanbury, and Talene versus the Sara, Saba, Lesa, and Ayan. I don't want the clique. I don't want it clicked up. I want it to be together on a girls' trip. And what Catherine said that she can't with Saba. She's like, I can't with Saba. She thought it was just her, but it's not. I agree. Oh no, I don't know.
The first 5 minutes she came on the show, she threw shade at Ayan when she showed up, and she was like making it seem like that's not her type of people or something along those lines. And we were all like, and then she redeemed herself a little bit, and then slowly but surely she's been kind of just showing up weird or absent. So yeah,
you're right. I didn't think about it when it was a Beyonce thing, because
a couple of things that were like. And then she started to kind of, be okay. And then,
yeah, I just don't like this clicking up. To be honest, Saba is a subliminal.
I can see that, especially with what we're going to get into at the end with these in real time receipts and everything. Yeah,
I can't wait to get into that because I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on, but I know it's going to be juicy. But yeah, like I was saying, I just don't like the click thing of it all, and because when that happens, what ends up happening when you do that? One clique is going to talk about the other clique, and the other clique may talk about the other clique. But the Mean Girls is they in there, they going in.
It becomes unlikable show. It becomes New Jersey.
Yeah. And nobody got time for that.
No shame in that.
No, seriously, that's what ends up happening, and then it's one thing to have one person against one person, and everybody trying to like that. They're always going to be the elephant in the room. Them two girls, when we get together, them two girls is always going to be, "Who girl? What's going to happen at this time?" But when there's a two or more, it's too much. It's too much. So I don't do that. Y'all taking away from the show. Just stay together. And for me, I not that Sarah's the ringleader on their side, but I do feel like she is the more level-headed one, and so she's not quick. I don't feel like Lesa was mad, had every right to be upset about it. Like you said, she was PO. So she had every right to be that way because, like I said, nobody knows how much she went into what she did and how much she spent and what I mean. Not just the show, but what she did, the things that she pulls together. So yeah, that I don't like that. But yeah, when we get to this house, when they get together, once you do that, there's a divide. Now we're gonna get back together. Now what's gonna happen as we're about to get into?
Well, what happened was as they walked through that threshold, and I want to say it was Brooks was like, "Oh, you guys look beautiful." Ayan kicked. She came through with the, of course we did, and y'all look basic. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I saw that coming. She's like, we did not miss y'all. Where was you at? Like, yada yada yada. And yeah, they just want to know why they didn't show up ultimately after throwing the shade. And what Ayan called. She called Talene Hadida the loudest bird in Africa. because Celine was trying to talk and she couldn't talk because she was trying to talk because nobody else was talking. Let me just say that. And huh?
I said I'm glad you said that because that was one of the things that I had wanted to say about Brooks at the table.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah, because this whole thing was not even, this is what I mean. It gets disingenuous when certain people join forces. But yeah, so they kind of talk about that for a second, and Talene's like, I just didn't feel comfortable in the dress ultimately. And of course, Ayan dissects that. Then she also turns over here to ask Stanbury, like, she got smoke with Stanbury because then why didn't you show up? You just didn't show up because they didn't show up, like what? And Stanbury's like, first of all, you didn't even talk to me all day. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot right now. And she also takes time to bring up the point that she made before, which is, Caroline, you purposely isolate yourself and then turn around and want to cry like we purposely left you out. No, you purposely leave yourself out. And she tells her that to her face, which I appreciated. And Talene finally is the one that says, I effed up, shouldn't did that, yada yada yada. She goes around and gives them hugs and stuff, and Brooks does kind of utter, I guess, I'm sorry. I feel like Stanbury was completely on mute the entire time. And the plan for the next day is, of course, going to be the ATVs, fun. And we get this 2-second like afterward segment of the Talene and Brooks show. Yes. And they're clearly there's liquor flowing all through their bodies, clearly. But they are like, happy to be back in each other's good graces and all of that. And but what's first brought up is how Talene's like, Talene only says sorry because they weren't saying anything else, so she felt obligated to say sorry. And then Brooks, she felt obligated to say sorry just because Talene said sorry. So this is why we're saying, like, these gestures are not completely genuine when certain people become friends again. That negated everything that was then said 5 minutes prior to. How do you ever respect and resolve things if you can't even be like for real? But they're still gonna shenan. They're shenanigan, however you want to put it, all up and down. And they even get like under the table and we're like laughing. It was a lot. It was a lot going on.
It was high for my yawn.
They continue to party until, I guess, the sun came up.
Probably.
I felt like that was just corny though. If I'm not sorry, I'm not apologizing. 1, and 2, I'm just not going to jump on something because somebody else is doing it or whatever. I'm going to say sorry because I mean it. And I think what Talene did say, I think she said, I did feel kind of bad, a part of me, but
she did. She let the mean girls inspire her to be like, girl, I'm not wearing this either. Because here's the thing, if one of those girls would have said, I'm putting it on, we're going to go eat. Lesa took a lot of time, it's called respect, and said, oh no, we got to make it to the dinner, y'all. Like literally, just
I'm too much of a team player for like I'm maybe like, and it's not, y'all, by no means am I some conceited person who thinks like they're the best looking person in the world. No, but like I have confidence in my appearance, so like there's nothing I'm gonna put on that's gonna make me be like, oh my god, I just cannot be seen in this. Like I can understand if it's something that's like you have like body dysmorphia issues and like you look like you your rolls are showing or something like that. Like I understand like that when something's just not like flattering, but if you are like self-conscious to the point that you're like, I can't be seen in this ugly sweater, oh my gosh, it's an ugly sweater, but that doesn't mean that you look bad. Like face card is still not declining. Like right. That's where Sara was speaking from when she said like, I didn't look that great in it and I still showed up like
and ate good.
I never like when they do that. That's kind of what in last season when we reviewed Salt Lake City, when they did those, when they dressed up or whatever, and Lesa didn't do it or whatever. I just hate when they don't.
My brain was already there.
Like
that one, and then it was one of the Atlanta
the natural hair, was it the natural hair thing?
That no, I wasn't even talking about that. It was this more recent. I don't know because it might not even be Atlanta, but one of the shows, the girl, she was new on the show. This is why I can't think of it. It might be been the Bells, but whatever it was, they was coming at she was going to they was doing like they were in Atlanta and they basically doing a pool party, but you had to come in a fur. So it was like bathing suits and furs. It was like kind of weird. Whatever it was.
I watched that. I cannot think of what that is though right now.
It was with Gaucher, which she got her own.
Oh, that was that other. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know I can't think of what show that is, but now you know what I'm talking about. But one of the girls that came, she had something going on. I don't know if it was stretch marks. I don't know if her skin was. I don't know what was going on with her skin.
Oh, I remember. I forget who's.
She didn't want to wear the bathing suit. Body was amazing. Her skin, something was wrong with her skin. So she still went, but she went in a whole bodysuit where it covered up everything, still showed everything, and she went in her furs. I don't know if it was furs and Timbs. I don't know what it was, but it was like too chic for me. And so, however, I'm saying that to say these girls showed up. They didn't let what was going on or something that was being dictated to them on how to come mess their evening up or mess up the fact that I'm just not going to go, because at first she wasn't going to go, this specific girl, but she ended up fixing it up and went. Nobody knew that her whatever dysmorphia she had on her body and was ashamed of, nobody questioned it, but she ended up telling the ladies later why she was dressed that way. So it came out anyway. But I just say that to say, just be a team player. They could have did that. All them whack ass excuses. Nobody cares, because when it comes down to when y'all have an event and you want people to show up for you, and don't be surprised when they don't. Don't say nothing. Don't say one word when they don't come show up for you. And Stanbury, you really the one that does do it. Like they said, you the one pull yourself out of the equation. You know why she does that? Because she always has her human backpack. And now that she does not, we really can see that she's really by herself. So it doesn't bother her when she's with Sergio. She can pull away from the girls because she's like, I have my husband, my honey, my tiki freak. So I don't need y'all. So that's how she acts with them ladies. And so now that she don't have human backpack, she like, I'm a parasite. Who can I get to? I almost had Ayan. No, I don't have Ayan no more. Brooks looks real open and ready for me to parasite on her. I'm about to jump on her bones, and I'm about to get on her, and me and her are about to become one.
I guess she's just used to people flocking to her and her not doing the flocking.
That point. Yeah, that point. No,
which, I mean,
we all grown.
That's how you are in your friend dynamics. That's how you, whatever. But that's not going to work with certain people that aren't like willing to let you be the flock person, main character. Like, sorry. And maybe that's that. I didn't watch her on that other show, so I don't know how she fit into the equation.
But look, I sound like Elmer Fudd. But that's why she thinks that, because she's been on the show before. She thinks everybody knows her. Y'all know me because I've been on the show. Everybody know me. I didn't watch your show. I don't know you. The reason why I knew you is because my shout out to Richie Skies when he said that this show was coming on, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know any of the girls, but I know Stanbury. She's from the British, the UK, the whatever it was." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't watch that, but I know what you're talking about." And he's the one that said her name for the first time I had ever heard her name. So everybody didn't watch the show, girl, and you're not the main character, and you feel like you are because you come from another show. No, girl, no. All of y'all was all on the same platform to me. Y'all all started off fresh for me. I can only speak for me. That's what you were. You're fresh.
I just want her to be like more down to earth about certain stuff, because like, I do see certain qualities about her that I do like, and I want to like her, and at times I do, but it's when she's not in her element. And she actually, I can't wait to talk about that. When her and Ayan have a one-on-one, it made me think about how she shows up in other interpersonal relationships she has with people, and how she could be doing something that doesn't ever. She's talking about taking accountability, but I don't think she always does that with herself.
She don't. And yes, Kevin, we didn't know that, but that's good to know because I've heard that before.
Yeah, me too.
She needed to bring that energy. What, like I just told you, her ego got big. She got on that show. She probably was sweet as pie, and then people, she's out and about, and people are recognizing her. So now she's like, oh, now now I'm, people know me, and then she gets this show, and she's like, well, people know me. They know me. So I'm
about, like, how she's always saying like Brooks needs to be or she liked Brooks, she was more digestible when she was showing up like this, that, and the other thing. I feel like if she can say that to Brooks, she also needs to receive that as well, and know that like she's a lot more digestible when she is given more down to earth, because when she comes off another way, it's reading not good for her and her image. So she might want to like tone that down if she wants to win over certain audience members, because we're gonna take it a different like way. Like you're coming off really like elitist sometimes. And
here's another thing that the other thing I wanted to bring up about Brooks, and I said when I was like, I need to bring that back up. Not only was she the instigator when it came to Dressgate, she also did the same thing. She put Talene out there. She said, why you didn't come to the why didn't you come to the dinner? She was like, well, this is why they're at the dinner. So are you coming? She's like, well, no, I don't have any buttons. She's like, oh, we just put a belt on it. She was like, well, Talene just doesn't like her dress. She thinks she just like, so I'm like, well, bro, why you didn't say, I just don't like my dress and I'm not wearing it. I told her that on the car right there. Why you bring Talene in it? So now you will throw Talene under the bus. Why you main reason why you and Stanbury are stop being friends, because you were what you were saying about Talene, and you turn around and threw Talene under the bus, and I'm like, and then you first want to say,
oh, you know what?
Oh, y'all dinners was good. I know the dinner was good. How y'all doing with your glasses on? Because you can't even be serious, because we're gonna see in your eyes that you're not being sincere. So when they walked in there and she was the first one, oh yeah, I know the dinner was great with these glasses on. I know the dinner was great. It was like you checking temperatures, but you trying to make sure that nobody comes for you first, because that's why Ayan went straight to Talene. So that's why it was like, let me say something so that they can go to everybody else. I don't want them to say nothing. And y'all should have went in there and tore her one first. Should have been the first one. I know the dinner was great. It was great, and you should have been there. Why weren't you there, Ayan? That's what it should have been. That's what Ayan should have said to her. But instead she went to Talene. And I just was like, Brooks, you think you slick. You think you gonna just butter up to some people and they're not gonna say nothing. Girl, I'm watching you. And them glasses didn't hide nothing. Period.
I realized that it might even be something else, which is very interesting. I feel like Brooks purposely like played them like that so that she would have other people to film with, because she just stayed back by herself. The cameras, how like Ayan was in we didn't get much of that. If it's more than one person, the crew will stay probably and film them or whatever. So once she was like, I'm going to make a moment, I need to, it wouldn't be all about me probably. I ain't going to look the best in my garment if I don't go. So I'm going to stay back here. I'm going to make them stay too, so that, we could have our own party and I could be the queen of our own party back here, because that's they started to kind of kiss her, like her ego. I feel like Stanbury and once they stayed back.
And Brooks loves that.
Brooks, she knew that was going to happen like that. She was going to be able to flip it in her favor. And then by her saying, well, Talene just didn't like her dress or whatever, it made it seem like obviously she couldn't do anything. Obviously she could have put a belt on or whatever, but the buttons missing is the actual like issue versus me just not liking something. That's not an actual issue. So she made it, she put the bigger issue onto Talene to make it seem as though she wasn't just trying to make a moment, when we all know she was just trying to make a moment.
Exactly. All of that good stuff, what you just said.
I'm so glad this was said. We always seem to overlook the fact that she is friends with Phaedra. And you guys sit here and tell me they've never had their own one-on-one conversations about how she needs to show up and remain relevant and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Phaedra did go over that first season. That's right. I forgot. Thanks for
why don't Phaedra move her ass over here and get on this show then if she wants to be on Housewives so bad? Anyway. Yeah.
We can move on. I just want to just show y'all how Brooks is moving. She is being calculated. She's definitely playing chess.
She is
definitely playing chess.
She is. Bali day 4, y'all. Sergio is absolutely overjoyed that his honey still has the cardboard cutout next to her. Don't really care. I felt like it was interesting that she, again, I'm not trying to call him dumb, but she called her husband Sergio to talk about the voice note aftermath and how Ayan's, upset with her to the point that she decided to invite her out just one-on-one so they could kind of hash things out. I just felt like it was interesting that she was telling him this because I don't see him. You know how when they called their husbands during last episode, like I just don't see him like being somebody who could tell her like some good advice. Like being a true confidant. Anyway, moving on.
No, she needed her ego stroke.
Yeah, like stroke her ego.
That's all she wants.
So I guess that works then. She doesn't ever need anybody.
She just needs somebody to be like, oh, honey, you're the best. Yeah. It's their problem. It's not you, babe. It's them. Not even knowing what the hell happened.
Doesn't matter that he's yeah. Anyway, moving on. Oh yeah, and FYI, her birthday's in 10 days. I wonder if we're gonna see. I'm assuming we're gonna see a birthday party then.
I hope so.
I love the celebrations of it all.
Me too.
So hopefully we do see that. And Sergio, we do not believe 5 minutes that you forgot it was her birthday. You probably everything's already set up for the party. Like the invitations have already been sent out. The caterer has already been booked. Like yeah, okay. Anyway. So Ayan's telling Tony, which is the other half of Ayan Beauty, she's telling her how she really feels slighted by Stanbury when she bent over backwards to be friends with her. And she's only really like going so she could tell her basically why she did what she did. She's not excited to be going to this lunch by any means. Fast forward, Stanbury and Ayan tell the other ladies like, hey, we're going to go do this swing thing one-on-one. While you guys do the ATVs, we're not going to go. And Brooks, you heard Brooks was the first one talking about some, I want to do that. No. This is a one-on-one thing. Y'all are going that way. So a couple
parasite alert.
A couple of them were like, oh, okay. No, they would have rather did that, but that's not what's going to happen. So they dispersed into 2 different vans, of course. And in the one van with like the main group of women, they're talkative, the vibes seem good, everything is cool. Over in the other van with Ayan and Stanbury, they're basically doing the mute challenge, like very awkward, not lively at all. And that kind of carries over into the restaurant. Even when they sit down at first, it was a bit awkward until they started to discuss all of what has transpired up until this point. And Stanbury's like, things went very left. She didn't expect it to go down how it went down. And again, like if I knew that Lesa was the original source of where this voice note was received from, then I would not have brought it up. And Ayan's whole thing is like, there's really no, even though she wants to hear her rationalization of what happened, she was still very much like, any excuse ultimately is not going to be good enough for you basically stab me in the back like that when we were supposed to be getting to a better place. And now I got, issues with my best friend. But in the end, they are able to come together enough to be able to move forward, even though I think Ayan was still, she was still throwing shade. She was still giving her, a little bit of the cold shoulder. But I did believe Ayan in this moment when she said that, like, okay, we're going to go move past this or whatever. Like, yeah, she still threw a couple remarks out here and still was giving her the blues. But I do feel like I can believe her when she said, yeah, we're good, whatever, however she put it. How did you feel about their conversation and them getting to the point that they got to?
I love the space they were in. I think that was a good place.
Oh my God.
All that greenery, especially because they live in such a sandy place.
It reminds me of her back home, I think Ayan said. Yeah.
Yes. So I love that. That to me, that was a calculated thought, something she put thought and effort into. Because sometimes that zens you out when you just see trees and greenery, and it's just, I like it. As far as, and I love the fact that she took her away from everybody, because it's not everybody's business. This is something I need to talk to you about, because we were building something and I messed things up between you and I. So I want to take you here. So I also feel like Stanbury is being calculated again. The reason why she didn't bring anybody else around, because they're gonna hear her kind of not kissing up to Ayan, but like really, being sorry for what she did, and everybody won't look at her for like, oh, so you kissing butt, or are you saying you sorry for a certain reason? She's not. It's not like it's real, but to a certain extent, you can say what you want to say, and it'll be my word against yours, unless they get everything on film, depending on what you say. So I think Stanbury was calculated in bringing her by herself, and I feel like Ayan is smart to still side eye her a little bit.
What did you think about her answer when Ayan was like flat out like, why did you do that or whatever? And Stanbury was like, I did it to poke a little fun at Sarah. I wouldn't have done that if I knew that it was gonna, go left like how it did.
That is saying a lot about Stanbury. That's what keeps saying. Stanbury is a person that you don't trust. I can't trust her. Because why would you come for Sarah? Especially even, and poking fun is, like I told y'all, that is not a poke fun. You trying to tell somebody about something that she thought she had a private conversation with somebody, whether it came from Lesa, whether it came from Ayan, that she gave you guys this in secrecy and told her, don't say nothing. And then they were like, well, we're going to bring it up on the trip or whatever. But the way you handle it is still like, girl, poke fun. That's what I would ask her. Poke fun. What do you mean poke fun? Like, what were you trying to do for sure? Like, I need somebody to ask her really what she was trying to do. Man, disappointing.
Yeah, I thought we came from this angle yesterday a lot. In our video, we were trying to make it make sense, where it's kind of like, well, you still did this. That I think we all agreed on that everybody played a part at some point or another. There's something differently. There's something that could have been done differently by each and every person in this equation, I feel like. And I think that's kind of where things settled in this moment was, yeah, I did do that. I understand. I did do that. I understand. Everybody is kind of handling it how they want to handle it. And whether they still have animosity deep down inside towards that person will only be revealed in time. I feel like with Lesa, and she even says it in the end, she kind of settled on letting them two figure out their stuff. She's taking a back seat to it. She don't want no parts of it. Mm-hmm. I don't think Stanbury's going to be very mindful going forward to ensure that she doesn't throw Ayan under the bus again, and doesn't try to do anything to quote unquote poke fun like that again. I think Ayan's going to be very cognizant. Okay, actually, I'm about to take this back before I even finish the sentence.
Whoa.
I was about to say, I think Ayan's going to be more cognizant of sending, messages that were explicitly for her own ears and stuff like that. But in this scene, she does also say in her confessional that she doesn't regret sharing the voice note, because that's what you do with your girlfriends when you're going, when you're having a kiki. She says that. Ayan literally said that. So it's like, at the same time, did you fully grasp the damage that, or the role that you played? Like, because I still, yes. Do you have a kiki? Do you gossip a little with your girlfriend? Okay, that's fine. But I don't think that you would think that this situation would really have opened her eyes to what is key information topics and what's not. And I still like she thinks that this would have still been a key okay topic had Stanbury not told anything. And I don't think that's where she should have landed with that. I think she should still know, this was still a topic. This was still something that I shouldn't have shared, regardless of the nature, the context, anything. This is still something I shouldn't have shared. I don't trust her decision making as it pertains to knowing what topics are cool to bring up and what aren't, or what not even topics, just what things are okay to bring up with friends and not.
I think Ayan I think she thought, well, I'm building a friendship. Let me, share something that I wouldn't normally share with her because we're building a friendship. Wrong move. just basically, Ayan, you really should be mad at yourself. You're holding Stanbury's feet to the fire, and you're like Kevin said, and you're mad that Lesa's holding your feet to the fire. And I'm mad that nobody hold Lesa's feet to the fire about sharing it with Ayan. And I don't care what she's talking about. That thread, that one text did not. Y'all was having a whole conversation about Talene. Shouldn't have been no confusion that you needed to call Ayan. You did that for another reason, and we will never find out. But it really stems from you sharing too much with your friend.
That was asked. I hope all these questions and all these disconnections that we are bringing up right now, like I hope these are things that were asked. I kick myself obviously because we always say we're gonna write in.
No, they asked last week. I think it's like ask the question. I'm like,
if it didn't happen, then that's our own fault. But I'm assuming not too many content creators from what I've seen, not as many review Dubai as we do the Atlantas and etc. But I would like to think that enough of us see these inconsistencies, and somebody had to ask. So stay tuned.
Yeah. Oh, and I do believe that Lesa was. Are we? We talked about the ATV already or no? Okay, go ahead.
No, we kept getting like a split screen, but I wanted to kind of.
I know. Okay, that's why I asked, because I'm like,
the ATVs.
Yeah.
They all got to ATVs.
Mm-hmm.
It was Sara rode by herself, and then it was Brooks and Lesa, and then it was Talene with Saba on the back. And they're riding, they're ripping up and down the trails. They seem to have fun, which is completely up my alley. And they get chased by like a cow for like 2 seconds because the cow actually it had a rope, like it was hooked up,
chained up a little bit, roped up.
I don't think it was going to go anywhere, but it was funny. It was definitely funny. And this is also the time that we seen Ayan and Stanbury swinging on the swing, which was so beautiful. Definitely adding that to the Bali trip bucket list.
Man,
they looked so beautiful, and I guess they gave them those like skirt garment, those fabric, so it was really nice. I didn't really have too much to say about that, not until we get back to the house.
Right. I just want to mention that I don't have much to say about it either, other than Lesa, where you was going.
I don't know where Lesa was going. Lesa wasn't going to the same place that it was going.
She had a whole mini skirt on. Skirt outfit.
The outfit she wore to the purple, the lavender purple outfit. Why did she wear? I mean, that still I feel like would have been too cute and too much.
Too cute and too dirty.
I still would have understood like the sportiness maybe versus. Yeah, I don't know why she was wearing this.
I was confusion. I'm confusion. Shout out to Jamie, that's me. Girl, I'm confusion. I was, wait, what? What do you
still confused. Stanbury looked, I'm sorry, but she looked like booty this entire trip.
Oh my God, the flower dresses, the outfits that she was wearing. I was like, where are you going? What you got going on? She looked like
Ayan. She had on like this dress, but even like the face wasn't doing what it needed to be doing.
Not all of it.
Chunky sandals on again.
Oh.
I'm like, in the car, like, yeah, she had a hangover that one day, but still, she hasn't looked good this trip. I'm like,
whole trip, she looked cheap.
I'm genuinely like just like concerned. Like, what
Are
happened?
you okay? Is Sergio your stylist? Or we low key don't know that your stylist is Sergio? Because
can you imagine?
No, I can. I can. A human backpack? Oh yeah, I can definitely imagine him dressing his wife like, no, honey, honey, I need you to let me go get it, honey. Put these together. Pulls like 4 or 5 outfits.
Kanye West. I got it. Okay.
Come on now. And the other thing I want to bring up is how Lesa said that she was happy to see Brooks and Talene.
Yes. Did she say? I know I wrote it down, but
it was when they was acting goofy when they put them boots on.
Yes,
the boots. That's the only reason why I remember that. So I was like,
is enjoying seeing Talene and Brooks get. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like,
Sarah was like, "What did y'all eat? Because we ate the same breakfast." But you see how she's like, cool. I believe her when she said that. But it's just sad that Brooks didn't share in that same sentiment when it came to her and Ayan having issues. She was happy to see them having issues. So that's just not cool. I wonder how Lesa felt, because they're still buddy in real time. So I just would have thought that Lesa would have felt a different type of way towards Brooks once she realized that she was happy for her, her mending a friendship, but Brooks didn't feel the same way toward her. That's not cool in my opinion, but Stanbury Styles give Little House on the Prairie vibes. I don't know her suitcase clearly got confiscated by TSA or whatever, because honey, it was not giving.
It was a hot mess. Like literally everything she put on was like, are you looking in the mirror before you leave the place? Like literally, you should have put on the dress that that Lesa got for you. It would have been an upgrade, Bookie. I don't know. Like you should have looked like the Balians.
I don't know what was going on. I really don't.
But I do you believe Lesa when she said that she was happy to see Talene and Brooks together?
You must not. I mean, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess I did. Like, there wasn't a reason for me to think that she wouldn't mean that in that moment. I don't think the ill feelings are mutual when it comes to that. I feel like whatever Brooks just doesn't like anybody, and she
they both got their arm, keep people arm distance. Like Lesa and Brooks do it to each other. They keep their arm distance away from each other. They don't get too close enough to argue. And when they do, they don't really go back and forth. If one say something, the other one just kind of be like, huh? And then they will get in the confessional. Yeah, she thought she said something, but wop. That's why I said, even with Brooks in the confession, when she found out that Lesa and Ayan had fell out, she was so happy she almost sucked the dang on microphone. Like, I was like, what's going on?
That's why I was just like, that's not cool, because she didn't reciprocate that negative energy when the tables are turned. But I mean, the petty part of me is like, no, I hope Lesa didn't mean that then, because Brooks isn't happy.
That's what I mean. That's what
I do. I feel like she was being genuine in this.
She probably was. I just want to mention that she did notice that. I think everybody knows that Brooks is in a better space when she had Talene with her. You know, she was kind of in a stank attitude when her and Talene had fell out. So I guess it's more like
they don't have to keep her comes over during the parties with slurring her words, talking about, look at this heifer, like, yeah, they probably didn't want to hear it no more from her, because she does that. She wants people to be miserable when she's miserable about, or talking ish when she's talking ish.
Misery like company.
Back at the house though, y'all, Ayan tells the ladies about how their time went. Good. And Lesa, this is when Lisa's like, yeah, I don't want no parts of that. I'm gonna let them two just do them too. And so then all the ladies, they go get ready for dinner. But before they all get dressed, Saba and Sara actually have a little sit down or whatever. Well, they were trying to get their outfits together. And Sara tells Saba about how she's, there's basically some conflict going on between her and Akin right now, because so Sara got invited to go into a podcast ran by some dude, I don't know, whoever, but it's going to pay her $45K. So she's like, of course, I'm going to do this when I get back. But he had an issue with her going on to this platform because, one, the dude be all shirtless on his social medias, and furthermore, he don't believe that women and men can be friends. And yeah, that's just not how he's trying to have her be out here. And she's like, well, this is an ethical dilemma for me, because like, I want to go do it. This is good for me, good for business, good for whatever. And Saba had to jump in and be like, girl, she asked her, she was like, is he paying your bills? Is he paying your son's bills?
Right.
Okay, so he shouldn't have any say so in anything that you're doing business, wise. And what this shirtless on your social media even have to do with anything? So this is when I did appreciate Saba speaking up for once, and this is why I say she's not missing a brain. Everybody's not meant for reality TV. And I feel like she might be one of those people, because when she says stuff like this, like, she makes sense, because I felt I would have said the same thing to my friend. Like, why you shouldn't even be bringing this to me, because you should have just nipped it in the bud right there and been like, all right, well, see you in the next lifetime or not. And like, there would have been no further conversation that a person is going to tell me, a person that brings absolutely no money into this household, nothing into this household. You're not going to sit here and dictate what business moves I can make, like, ever. And even if you are bringing money into this household, if I'm not doing anything that's going to run the risk of infidelity or dishonest, if I'm not breaking any of those sacred rules of a relationship, even though they're not even in a relationship, and not even, I'm actually glad I said that, because we're not even in an explicit relationship either yet.
I was waiting for you to stop so I could just say he ain't even met the parents yet. So
what makes you think that you can dictate how my money is moving? Like, get out of here. Get out of here. I would have laughed at him and hung up.
First of all, I feel like he looks younger than her. I feel like he's a lot younger than her. He may not be, but I feel like he is. And I feel like he thinks that,
oh my God, Kevin,
this is the big man thing to do. I'm scared to see what Kevin said, but I'm waiting. But I'm just, but I, mean, I think
that, and you haven't. We gotta hurry up and get.
I said this yesterday.
The friendship contract.
I didn't know who it was about. Remember, I told you I didn't know it was okay. So I said this yesterday. She gave her a hand massage, and then she gave her a massage on the bus, on the van. She gave her a massage. They show her massaging her, and they show her sitting back. And I was like, "What's this about?" So I'm with you. And is that against the Muslim? I don't know. I'm literally asking. Can you not have a lesbian or a gay relationship in their culture? Probably not. Like,
I don't want to make the assumption, but it's like, on one hand, I don't. Somebody please let me know. I don't want to say yes.
That's what I'm asking. If y'all know, please let me know. But that would be something. That'll be something. But like I said, Akin he's acting like he's younger than her, and he's trying to show her like, I'm the man in this relationship, and what I say go. And when men do that, he's either about to be controlling. He's gonna marry you and turn into a whole different person and be like, I got you, my wife, woo woo wop. So
represented on this show, and she knows it.
Yeah, so she definitely needs to hear what he's saying, digest what he's saying and then run for the hills. Like, let that boy go. He, first of all, let's be clear. Something's wrong with him if he thinks it's okay for you to turn down $45,000 and do what I'm doing right now. What?
Like,
are you crazy?
He must be as two left shoes, because like, I don't. In what world do you think that? Yeah, that even makes sense. Like, how could you even fix your lips to fix your fingers to dial my number, to fix your lips to tell me that? Like, never.
You couldn't. And like I said before, he haven't even met her family yet. So y'all not even a couple for you to tell me what you think. Like, y'all, you came over to Dubai once since we seen you, since you've been talked about on the show. So, bruh, everything else has been a conversation on the phone, and I think that's where y'all should keep it at. He's like, that's silly to think that he would tell her that. Like, literally, I'm glad he did, though. You need to know now before you marry him.
It's actually good, yeah. Before he met the parents. This is actually a great thing that happened, and it was only to this degree. It was on the phone. He wasn't even on a trip to your house, and this happened. Like, it just happened on the phone. You ain't never got to deal with him again. And I hope she. But I want to say, I hope that she took heed to what Saba was saying. But honestly, I don't even know if she did, because she was still over there kind of like having a like dilemma about this whole thing. And I'm like, there's no dilemma there's no in anything you need to even think about. Like, it should be easy. Bye.
Her. It's just like, no, there's no discussion. Moving on, because he's not even we've been talking about him way too long, because boy, bye.
Like literally a 2-second clip. It was like a 2-second little part of the episode, y'all. But I think it was very important to point that out, because this is an issue, obviously, that we see even in daily real life, where somebody thinks that they have the power to control your moves in life. Don't be controlled, y'all. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hey, princess.
Oh, yay. Good.
Oh, come on. Yeah. Appreciate that update. Need to know them good things. Congratulations. I'm glad you watched today. Good.
Right. It was clearly evident a few episodes back when it brought up, if he pays more, who gets more control. It was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. We were here for that, but we grasped onto that when that was brought up. I already saw this coming. First of all, just the way that they were, there was a disconnect. I didn't see this being what she wanted it to be when he first came on the screen. Sorry, I didn't.
It wasn't chemistry like that. It was looking like, it was more like
fun. It was like,
you look like an opportunist.
Yep. Yep.
It absolutely is. I mean, that's it, and it's gonna get confirmed a little bit more maybe later on in the show.
And I want to say she definitely did the interview, because she's doing so many interviews. I wish I would have known specifically which one she was talking about. I'm sure I can figure it out. Anyway, Stanbury let us know that they worship penises in Bali. And I mean, which honestly, that wasn't bizarre for me, because I want to say Dante told me about like a festival they do in like Japan, where they also have like a devout worship or devout whatever. Anyway, so that didn't really strike me oddly or anything like that. But what were those? They were they weren't bottle openers. That's
what she said. They were bottle openers. So maybe at the bottom, probably you pop in
wooden bottle openers, which are meant to bring strength, wealth, etc. All the things. Oh, okay, whatever. Did you hear that? Ayan does make me laugh sometimes, because it's like she says certain things that it really is like only something that she could really get away with saying. And I don't even think that it's said to feel like disingenuous or anything like that. When she told Saba, I think she's like, oh my god, I love your outfit, whatever, the feathers. She's like, I think I should own feathers. Like, I feel like no one else should wear them. I just thought that was funny and cute when she said stuff like that.
They show her with all the feathers, the 4 feather outfits. I was like, right?
And then all the ladies start to discuss in their confessionals, at least, how, you know, it's illegal to have like penis shaped objects like that. So they will be confiscated at the airport. Don't think you leave in Bali with them, bringing them back. And Lesa was even like, she bought her vibrator with her to on a trip.
She's on vacation. On every vacation is coming with her. Period.
And she was like, yeah, it got you know, confiscated or whatever. So yeah, they don't play about that. It's like it's a thing. It's like, okay, good to know. And so they also have a palm reader that comes, and Brooks, when the palm reader gets there, Brooks is still like missing in action, but they're like, we're just gonna go ahead and do this, whatever. So Sara goes first, and the palm reader basically tells her she needs to be careful with somebody because they bring sadness and anger to her life. But next year she'll be fine. Just not this year with that. And immediately Saba was like, Akin has to go. And I was like, see, maybe it isn't so bad that he, like, you know, maybe these are the moments where the 2 seconds during the season were actually like when she spoke, because that's what needs to happen, obviously. Ayan goes next, and she tells the palm reader tells her she's busy and confused, is what I took from that. I don't know if I don't know. Anyway, at this point, Brooks is still nowhere to be found, and we find out that she's lactose intolerant. And earlier, she might have ate some cheese, so she all messed up. She all messed up. Mm-hmm. And they also try to see if the palm reader can tell Ayan's age. We know that's been like the mysterious question this entire season or so. So they ask her.
She's bad B age. That's what age she's bad B age. That's how old she is. Let's be clear.
She's like the palm reader though. She can't tell that. So that's not going to be revealed during this moment, but it will be revealed by the end of the episode, because Lesa actually got the results in her email. So good. Talene goes, and she tells her that Talene, you know, she's smart, she's loyal, but she needs to be careful of one woman in particular. One woman in particular brings her sadness. So she needs to not deal with that woman. And I don't know. Who do y'all think that one woman is? Who could it be? I don't know. And I want to say, I don't know if that's when Brooks walked in, but when she did walk in and she did finally make her appearance, yeah, we find out that she was like projectile vomiting. And Ayan is actually the one, I want to say, that tells her what was just told to Talene, which I'm like, see, that's a little messy, but okay. And Brooks was like,
oh yeah,
Brooks was not taking ownership for her being that person in Talene's life. Okay.
Oh, I know it's not me.
Okay.
I hollered so loud, I could, girl, okay. It's you, CD. Okay.
We also see, and we saw this in like the trailer and stuff for the season, how Stanbury, well, she goes and it's her turn or whatever. The palm reader tells her that, like, yeah, she sees another baby, and like it's gonna be like a little boy. And we know that Stanbury has a boy embryo already on ice. So she's all like, and they're all like, but you know who's not buying it? Lesa. Lesa's not buying it. She knows this has to be a whole bunch of malarkey, because there's no way. There's no way she's having a baby. Like, get out of here. And I was like, anyway, I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself on that.
We need to do a poll one day. We need to do a poll. We need to do a poll. How many of us think that Stanbury gonna have Sergio's baby? And how many of us?
It doesn't even matter. Even if she does, though, like I don't see her mindset changing. She should still have one and still be very much like mentally detached. I highly doubt she's ever going to come back and be like, "Oh my God, this baby changed my life." Like, I know I was so against it, but
good.
I just immediately knew that this is what I needed. Like, this was the missing piece. I don't see her coming to that conclusion.
I would like for that to happen.
Yeah, of course anyone would like to, because we're not just talking about an inanimate object. We're talking about a living, breathing child that's going to grow up into an adult with feelings. So I hope that she would have that change of heart, but I just don't see it happening. And that's okay. But you know what's not okay? Two people staying together, acting like this is something that's just going to mitigate itself. No, it's not. Yeah. You either need to leave him and let him go and create a family over there, or
let him go. Not like that. I don't like to say that.
I don't see that happening.
I don't like to say that. I don't want them to break up. I hope they make it, but you know, I just hope.
Impossible situation. You want a kid? I don't.
And that's a lot. That's a lot to digest, right? In that moment right there.
That's not something that can just get swept on the rug. Mm-hmm. But I want to say, Brooks comes in, and when she goes, the palm reader, she tells her that she needs to basically get on medication to control her her emotions, but the money's coming. Medication, okay. And y'all,
I thought it when I looked up, I thought it said meditation. Like she needs to meditate.
Oh, it said meditation? I thought it said medication.
I think the lady said meditation, and I think Dum Dum said, "Oh, the lady said medication."
Y'all,
I don't see no palm reader telling her to take no medication for your emotional stuff. I think she's trying to meditate.
Oops. Regardless, she needs to do one of these things, I guess, or maybe both. Who knows? I don't know. But it made me laugh. It did make me laugh, because it was like, you need to do something, and then but the money's coming. The money's coming. Which, I mean, I feel like, knowing her, she's only honing in on the money part. She's like, oh,
how she worried about it?
I don't need to fix anything.
Clearly, she left her husband with the clothes on her back. So when you do that and you started from the bottom, now we here. Yeah, that's where she at with it. Sam briefly spoke about Kim. Okay, and that's
watch that, y'all. Sorry.
I fell asleep, and this one didn't think about who was going to be on. I told her it's going to be somebody from the show. She couldn't believe me. She's like, no, it's not. Yes, it is.
It's not always people from the show after they.
know, but they have been on trend for so long, for a minute. I was like, every time because it keeps it on my 30-minute. Like when it records an hour and 30 minutes. So that's the only one that I get to watch out of all his shows. Is the one that comes on, and Atlanta used to do that too. It would bring what's happening now, and it would tape them together as one show, which I'm grateful for. But what I did want to say is the palm reader. What was that? Kat said the palm reader was Fugazi. I can't with you.
Yeah,
I cannot. But yeah. I think she was pretty well on point. What I was starting to notice that she was telling them they're emotional, like you're emotional. You got to get your emotions together and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, because emotions are just that, emotions. There's more than one emotion. It could be happy, it could be angry, it could be sad, there's so many emotions. So I get that part. As far as another thing I want to bring up, Lesa, remember when she didn't want to do the offering to the Buddhist looking when she was at the sacred spot, and then turn around, and then she was called out because she was dancing. Where was your religious morals then? And then now we turn around and she gets her palm read, and I'm thinking to myself, wouldn't that go against? That's not against your religion too, because usually religions, they be like, oh, you can't, that's witchcraft. You don't believe in witchcraft. You can't get your palm read. You can't talk to a psychic. You can't do this stuff. It's against the religion. So I was like,
yeah, I mean, some people don't like.
I know. I know people that are like that. I know people like
that. Maybe she didn't feel like this about this, but I would understand if some people challenge that and we're like, well,
that'd be me.
I understand.
That'd be California cutie. I'm challenging it. What are you doing? And I'm only challenging it because don't throw it up when it's convenient. Stop doing that. that convenientness. Oh, it's convenient because I just don't feel like I'm praying to, and I feel like my God is not going to believe. No, just say, God, you know this, I'm doing this, but this is how I feel about. It's me and you, Lord. It ain't me and him and you. It's me and you, Lord. And this is the offering they doing. I'm just doing my religious part on this part of it because this is the healing journey I'm on. This is what I'm doing with this. But Lord, let's just know my heart, Lord. Like, just stop using it for convenience. I didn't like that. And I noticed that it took a long time for her to get there. She was like one of the last ones to get there. And then on top of that, she was one of the last ones to get read. So I was like, Saba, she probably was on point with oh boy, Ken. So whatever about that. And Stanbury, I'm still out. I don't know what to say about her. I still don't know what I'm gonna get out of her as far as this baby, as far as her wedding, and that's what I really kind of wanted the lady to talk about with her. Like, I wanted her to give us something about her human backpack, and not the baby. like, uh-oh.
I'm sorry. I was looking. I'm getting these
the tweets
ready, but
okay.
Before we get into this internet mess of it all, the final thing was this reveal of how old Ayan is. I feel like it was cute how they did it. Like, they had these cupcakes, and they had numbers on them and stuff or whatever. And it was like the age. They said the age. There's an age range. It didn't give the exact, which I was like, oh, I thought it was supposed to give the exact. Anyway, 45 is like she can be like the youngest 45 and the oldest 50. So she was cool with that. Stanbury was cool with that because she's like, I'm actually a baby in the group now. And I was like,
she actually thinks that she's younger than Stanbury. I mean, Stanbury thinks she's younger than her, but it clearly says she's in between these ages. It didn't give a definite age. It's still, you're probably still older than her. I think she's 42. She said she's always thought she was at this age. She thought she was 42. She's been counting herself at 42. So let's just say she was off 3 years, even 4 or 5 years. She's still younger than you. You 46.
Other siblings in between that though, because can't she like?
Yeah, because her sister said,
kind of put together the pieces.
The sister know that she's older than her. The sister know how old she is.
That's what I'm saying. If it's like, I know I came before this brother, then I'm just saying I feel like that's a big age range for. I feel like her. I don't know how many siblings they have, but I'm assuming there's another sibling that's within that age range.
The sister, the brother, and her, the 3.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see her sister being, if she's even, 45. That sister.
The sister said she was 45. Do you remember what the sister said?
I don't remember.
I feel like
knowing their ages and knowing like how in the lineage where each one was born, at least would be able to kind of start to give more clarity. That's still kind of like a big age gap.
I don't think she's older than Stanbury. And even like she said, even if I am, girl, you're gonna need a facelift before me. Shut up.
Ended. So yeah, that's really how it ended. They were, dancing, having a good time, whatever. It ended well enough in terms of how, these Housewives shows could go one of two ways. We could end on a good note, a high note, or a low note. This one appeared to end on a high enough note, so that's fine. But what isn't fine? All of this correspondence online. Like, okay, so let's start with this tweet or this friendship contract. Y'all remember the friendship contract from shout out to Cynthia Bailey and yes, Miss Nene Leaks. Honey, we remember the friendship.
My popcorn ready. It's chips, but I got my popcorn ready.
This is what this is giving us. So we on Twitter. Let's click here. So I guess this was an email that was sent from Saba's team, whoever, to Sarah's camp. As you see, Saba Yusuf announces amicable parting from Sara Al-Madani. UAE, London, August 13th, 2024. Saba Yusuf.
Oh, yesterday.
Yeah. Saba Yusuf today announced an amicable decision to part ways both personally and professionally with Sara Madani. The decision follows careful consideration and reflection on recent developments. After thorough deliberation, this is a direct quote from her at this point, I have chosen to move forward without Sara in both my personal and professional endeavors, said Saba Yusuf. Our paths and values no longer align, and it's in the best interest of both parties to take separate journeys. There is an appreciation for our journey, and now is the time to take different paths. Saba Yusuf will continue to embrace the importance of authenticity, integrity, and transparency in all aspects of life and business. I wish Sara all the best in her future endeavors and hope she finds success and fulfillment. Moving forward, Saba Yusuf remains committed to her roles as CEO and an advisory board member, focusing on her family, charity work, and maintaining the highest standards of professionalism and authenticity. Okay. And then Sara responded with,
Girl,
Sara responded with, as you see, well, here's one right here. The crazy part is that I ended it all more than a month and a half ago with her, but I guess she needed this. Let her enjoy it. Congrats, baby. We are all clapping for you. And then she also said a statement about a friendship breakup. What are we, in high school? I didn't launch the business publicly with you yet, but sure, it's a CEO thing, I guess. Wishing you all the best in everything you do, beautiful. I don't know why this was necessary. We weren't married, but sure, it's cute. Should have wrote a song, would have been more romantic. Anyways, back to what's important. How is everyone? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's just jump in right there. I wish you replied, relax. Nothing, to be honest with her. Wishing her all the best. For whatever reason. Oh, Saba said something else down here. Since you introduced me on screen as your business partner, I must correct the statement with another statement. And yes, CEOs must give official statements as a duty to their teams and investors. Gaslight tweet with emojis is for a different type of business person. What?
So they were business partners?
That's how she, remember how that's how she introduced her, that they do business together. This is her ace boom boom, like personally and professionally. So did Sara speak on any of this on Watch What Happens Live too, or she just spoke about her and a Ken or whatever? Because this is what I care about more. I don't really even care about him. What happened, like what really happened, because the way that Sara introduced her in the beginning of the season was like they was like in there. You don't end if we like that, you're not just gonna end a month and a half ago, like just and just kind of going on about life or whatever. The way y'all you made it seem like this was your sister from another culture. Like
no, for real.
So I'm kind of what are you guys saying? Putting us in a group chat for yeah. I mean, from a business standpoint, yes, of course, Saba, like yes. When she says, "Oh, well, as a CEO, you put out a like," yes, of course, but at the same time, it's like, yes, you do that in real businesses, but did y'all really have real business, or did y'all have some funny business going on?
I agree with Sara. You doing this for clout. You looking for something. We haven't been friends since last week, last month, last whatever. And here you come. Yes, very thirsty. Not kinda, a lot. Saba is looking for a moment. And the thing is, like I said earlier, I was like, she's trying to solidify. This is before I even knew about these tweets. I said she's trying to solidify a spot for next season. And it's funny because now all of a sudden she's this big voice. Now she got a lot to say.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Saba.
Oh, I was talking about Sara. Yeah, I'm glad you said that about solidifying next season stuff, because look at how to get season 3 guide, how to get season 3 guide for beginners.
Come on.
I find this book, I want to recommend a read to somebody, and she tagged Talene, Ayan, and Stanbury. So that tells me that it whatever the thing that dissolved their friendship has to revolves around the show and her wanting to be, I guess, on the show. And but I hope that's not the real reason, because honey, you know, you could usually tell when people are trying hard to be on the show or whatever. She didn't even try hard. She didn't, like, this was your performance. You saying you want to be on the show that bad, and this was your performance? Like, that's actually sad. I hope that's actually what happened. Because at least if you want to be on a show, like, let it be known. Like, you say you want to be on a show and you didn't even let it be known. Like, we heard 2 words from you the entire season. Like, girl,
the reunion gonna be so good.
It is,
because we gotta know, like, literally what's really going on in real time. It's gonna be so juicy.
I think we read this one yesterday, when I think this is how I was made aware that something was going on between Sara and Saba, when I seen Lesa saying that she needs to worry about her own friendship with Saba and why they aren't friends anymore. Yeah. Yep. This is gonna be a good reunion. It's gonna be a very interesting reunion. The girls are still going at it, as you guys can see online. So oh my God. Taleen, get your husband before I get my ex-husband. Don't ever comment and call me trash, Rafi. Focus on things that concern you and your thirsty wife. Don't F with me, okay? I'm not the one. I spared your wife at reunion and didn't mention what Dre said about her. Who is Dre? What is going on? Oh my God. What?
Wait, what? And that's Caroline and Taleen going back and forth? Taleen's husband?
Yeah, but I don't know what this was today. So I don't know if Taleen said something on the side, or I don't know what provoked this response, but who is Dre? I want to know who Dre is and what that has to do with anything.
Man,
I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to just stay tuned to see y'all. But as you can see, the girls are still fighting very much.
Not Meg. Who's Megamind? Who is she calling Megamind? Brooks, the drunk bully, also known.
Oh, I mean, this must be what, I guess this is what it is. I guess she's saying that this was Rafi's real account.
Oh.
Yeah, don't call me. Oh. Don't F with me. And I'm a drunk bully. Shall we talk about your wife's state of mind throughout the season? You really are pushing me. I was being nice to you guys lately and not engaging. Don't try me, okay? Ooh. Megamind has a doppelganger. Who got it? I'm so confused. But I did, speaking of people showing up kind of like drunk-ish, I did think that it was Brooks that, I want to say, during this final scene or whatever, I feel like she was not mentally, she seemed like she was drunk.
I feel like she looks drunk professional too.
Apparently.
Because grabbing the microphone the way she did, the way she was like pointing and the cars are falling in it. I was like, wait, you way too pumped. You way too hyped. Hold on. You can just tell. You can tell a lush.
Yes, I did catch that. Watch What Happens Live. Ray. I did see that one when Taleen was on and she said all that. And I remember Brooks she definitely took to social media to respond to that. And that actually, I think, was the first instance that made people think, like, on this show. I don't know if you guys have seen this pattern or feel this way, but I'll just say it because I saw it online, that a lot of people feel like the Black girls on the show are always being talked about as if they have to sleep with men for money, or that they have to like get things off the backs of like men and stuff like that. I want to say they said that things have been, obviously this was said about Brooks and also Lesa, and I want to say when it comes to Lesa, it was the whole her and Rich thing, where it's like, oh, like she was going to when their marriage got brought up or whatever a couple of episodes ago, I want to say it stemmed from that. Like people always feeling like, why can't they have gotten to the points that they've gotten to through their own hard work? Why is it always this like insinuation that it was like the men in their life or men, whatever? And I was like, I never really thought
those schools together. What I want to bring up too before we leave the live is how everybody was trying to look at Stanbury like she kept messing with the penises. You know, she kept having them even when she jumped on the floaty. Mm-hmm. She had it in her hand, and then it was funny because Brooks turned around and was like, "Do she got one of those things in her hand?" And it was like, "Yes." And I was like, "She did hand everybody one that came into the session to get the palm reading thing. She handed one to Lesa, and I think she handed one over to Brooks. And then did you see Sarah's face? Sarah was so
Sarah was like, "I apologize," or whatever. She apologized.
To myself, why are you apologizing if this is a thing that they have in their culture? This is y'all are visiting Bali. This lady lives in Bali, and this is what in their culture. What are you apologizing? What do you get offended for? We're all grown here. She wants to stick it in her mouth and want to do that. That would have been a problem for you. You'd be like, "Oh my gosh, well, that's what the people do. Use it like a straw. I don't care. Like, why are you so uptight about a penis?" And I didn't like the way they was really trying to say it, like Stanbury, like that must be what she on. I'm like, evidently she like it, and evidently she handles the young ones well. Because Mr. Honey always wanted tiki.
Yeah, I can see that. I didn't. I was like, this is, as soon as I saw them, I was like, I don't know if certain people are mature enough to just have this and not make it be an issue.
Crazy.
Sarah is pseudo. The time that I really felt like, okay, Sarah, like relax, was I want to say like in the club when it's like they're supposed to be like, this is how they're supposed to be in the club. Like we're supposed to be doing this in the club.
I need her to go sit down. Like, you can't
on thick there, and that's where I'm just like,
yeah, don't do that. You're acting like a wet blanket, and we don't want a wet blanket. And you're not even the oldest one here, but you're acting like the oldest one here.
So I feel like she goes out of her way to like to stick it to us in that regard. When I just don't feel like when cameras are around that she's 100% like landing on super thick like that in her daily life. And especially being as though she's gotten into like and I'm not saying that the two things are mutually exclusive, but if she's already just the things that she says about her life and getting herself into certain situations that didn't really suit her the best or whatever, usually those types of situations come with a lot of other not so great variables and factors and stuff. So like I just don't feel like she's always living as holistically as she tries to make it seem. And I'm not saying that she's over here. She's
but
of like a drug ring or nothing. No, I'm not saying that, but I just a lot of different things that can go against your religion or kind of be frowned upon on. They kind of go hand in hand with like certain other things that happen in life sometimes. So I don't think that everything's as squeaky clean as she tries to make it seem all the time. Like, girl, we get your why you are on the show to legitimize it. We get that, but you don't need to like be doing all that all the time. And that's why let me not say wish, but I would have appreciated more if Saba was going to drop some receipts or something or whatever, then it was actually like something that allowed us to know like, okay, yeah, I'm right. Sarah's not always showing up in her 100% truth all the time versus some stupid friendship contract, PSA, like whatever. We didn't do anything, but that you guys aren't friends. Why? Has to be for a reason. And I feel like even this was going back to what you said before, the passive aggressive stuff or whatever. I'm assuming she purposely used these words, integrity, transparency, authenticity. So I'm assuming you bringing those up is you saying that Sarah wasn't really 100% authentic and full of integrity or transparent.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're saying. So just say that. Like,
I'm sure she's gonna say the same, accuse you of the same things, and she's probably gonna say you probably are riding other people's coattails to try to get on the show or go around me to get on the show. Good luck with that, because they probably don't really like you.
Exactly. So, a lot of people also were saying too, like, how would we feel about Saba not coming back next season then, and like then making Nina, who we're gonna see next week, a friend of?
Okay, I would like to see Nina.
Oh, okay. No, I'm down for it. I think, yeah, I don't think that she ever should have officially gone from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be happy to see it.
I usually am only super happy if like I genuinely just dislike somebody and am like, okay, one season, yeah, you're good. We don't need to see you again. But I do feel like everybody should have came back from last season. I understand that she probably didn't come back because she don't need the show at all. Clearly. But I appreciate seeing her next season or next
episode.
And I hope, maybe she will think about maybe coming back in some capacity next season. We'll see.
Yes.
We'll see. That's all, y'all, though, for this week. And unless you got something else.
I don't.
Okay, y'all. Well, we enjoyed you. Oh, last comment. Glad Saba will be my TV. Will not be on my TV screen. Never liked her at all. I think it was the first she opened her mouth was saying, and it was also her energy around it too, was the whole like, what's Ayan? Like, oh, kind of people, I don't know about those kind of people or whatever she said. It rubbed a lot of people wrong. I do remember that. And I just don't think that she's done enough to repaint her image in people's minds from that. Yeah, she hasn't. So I don't think we'll be having to see her next season, Kevin. I don't think so. But y'all, that's all we got for this week's recap and review of The Real Housewives of Dubai. Again, make sure you're liking on both channels. Make sure you're subscribed to both channels. Make sure you drop down those comments. Keep the conversation going. And yeah, share
notification bells.
Yep, turn on your notification bells as well. So, every time we upload, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye, guys.